Singapore's Foreign Affairs Minister says recent high-level meetings between the US and China are an essential first step. But enormous strategic challenges mean not everything can be immediately resolved. Dr. Vivian Balakrishnan is in the United States, where he met Secretary of State Antony Blinken last week, before Mr Blinken travelled to China. Shrelin Seah tells us more.
Afternoon. 主席好.
A handshake between US Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Chinese President Xi Jinping. Singapore's Foreign Affairs Minister Vivian Balakrishnan calls it a positive sign, as it shows both sides agree on having open lines of communication. Still, both sides need time to interact and do things together to build up mutual trust and respect.
The differences in perspective are actually quite profound. And these are not some things which you can just wave your hands and wish away with a clever turn of phrase or words. We hope this two dimensions, right, mutual respect and strategic trust, will slowly accumulate. And then, the issue by issue can be resolved carefully. There's some issues that may even take generations to resolve, and we must be able to live with that kind of ambiguity, sometimes even apparent contradictions, but not let that distract us or worse, divert us down pathways which will lead to miscalculations or escalations.
Dr. Balakrishnan says next will be to see how many bilateral visits US and Chinese officials make. He's told both sides that Southeast Asia hopes for viable and peaceful engagement between them.
The more they engage, the more I think we can sleep a little bit more soundly at night.
Wrapping up his week-long visit, Dr. Balakrishnan notes that both main political parties in the US have been talking to Singapore with remarkable consistency. Officials were fully engaged during his visit, despite it being a busy time with elections almost upon them. Building on traditional areas of partnership like trade and defense, both countries explored new areas like climate action and critical and emerging technologies.
This is a rambunctious democracy, a noisy democracy, but that doesn't mean you can't get work done.
Dr. Balakrishnan also visited the United Nations, where 193 countries unanimously agreed to adopt a treaty protecting marine life in international waters. He calls it an important achievement in an unsettled world, especially as the Singapore ambassador led negotiations, showing that even small countries can contribute internationally. Singapore intends to be one of the first to sign the treaty in September.